Today we have the finals for the Oddish Spooky Cup. I've worked my way from losing our first game all the way up to the finals, hoping for a bracket reset to then move onwards. But we will see how it goes. I really like the team after playing with it some more throughout the run. It has a lot of good tools on it that I think will help in the set overall. We're playing a good friend of mine. This team is a trick-room team, obviously, with the possibility of tailwinds and Whimsicott to speed up the Glade. Overall, I think I have a really good matchup into this. So we'll see how it goes overall. Dragonal could be a threat, obviously, if it's poison typing, but Expanding Force obliterates it, so it's a real matter if he leads it calling if it switches for with the dark types in the back. We'll see how he leads. Whimsicott, Dragonal. Alright. We'll go for Expanding Force and Moonblast on that slot, expecting a switch of some kind. Almost killed the Whimsicott. Over half to the Tyranitar. We'll switch into Moongus and go for another Moonblast on Tyranitar. Mega Gardevoir is obviously what we want to protect here. Whimsicott goes for its own Moonblast and a Lash Out. So, going for the KO onto Gardevoir. Dragonal and Glade in the back. So we will Psychic the Dragonal and Rage Powder. Get the chip from the Rocky Helmet. A clean KO on Dragonal. Now we switch back in Gardevoir. My Psychic Train is still up, so Expanding Force. And just Moonblast. We win game 1, so we will go to game 2. If I can find it, there it is. The team came together based off the fact that Mega Gardevoir and Gardevoir in general get Expanding Force, and I wanted to run it with Lele here. So we'll switch up the lead a bit and go Murkrow Gardevoir with Lele and Amoonguss. I think Lele Gardevoir just puts on a lot of pressure against everything, so we'll lead that and go into it. Bringing Murkrow this time to match the Tailwind with Whimsicott, obviously. He leads the Whimsicott and Cineroar this time. No fake out, so I'm assuming he's going for a dark move. Which does 60, okay. We now switch Gardevoir out into Amoonguss, Thunderwave the Whimsicott, just to keep it off from doing other stuff. We get the full para. They predict that switch. It was an obvious switch to be fair. We'll protect the Mungus. Go for the Dark Pulse on Incineroar just to see what it does. Alright. They give me the free switch into Lele. We'll just Rage Powder in case it goes for a dark move. We don't want that hitting Lele. They protect the Whimsicott. So they will be able to Tailwind again, unless we get a para, which is obviously what we pray for. They get Tailwind. They missed the Zen Headbutt. That's big. So we just Rage Powder again. And hopefully this should get us enough to get a bracket reset. They brought Tyranitar instead of Dragonal, which I think is actually quite big. So we'll switch in Gardevoir here. And then we Moonblast Hyper Voice. And with that, we reset the bracket. And now we have a chance to actually win it. But this is also where things get more complicated because we've now had 2 sets to see what the team does fully. I think I'll lead Gardevoir Lele again if I'm going to get some Incineroar. I think Lele Gardevoir just puts on a lot of pressure offensively onto his whole team. So I think it's probably our best lead in a neutral game state. They lead the boys. This time we double Incineroar. Because we know it doesn't KO with Darkest Lariat. And we'll be able to save Gardevoir in the back after we take a KO here. Or just do a big chunk to something if he would switch in the Dragonal into that slot. It should still do quite a bit between the 2 attacks. We'll Moonblast the Incineroar slot now. And switch in our own Incineroar. The Trace on Gardevoir as the lead is doing good with the Incineroar. Just bouncing back its own Intimidate onto it. Which is why I went with that ability over its other ones, just because I think the fact that I can bounce back abilities to start the game is really nice. We're in an awkward situation here, so we will switch into Amogus and Moonblast Glade. They go for a Zen Headbutt on Lele, it doesn't kill. Moonblast almost one-shots itself. Or Rage Powder and Moonblast again. They protect, but I don't think it really matters. But it does. That's right, it's called Grass type. My bad. So this is where it's probably an actual issue. will Spore Glade and switch into Gardevoir, expecting the close combat from that spot. And they read it, but I don't think it matters because of Rocky Helmet. Now it just comes down to what they have in the back with Corsola. Okay. We'll see how much Hidden Power Dark does to Corsola. Double Protect, alright. Flare Blitz and Hidden Power. 60 times 2, 120. Stab, 125. We'll go for Hyper Voice. Just to try and get Whimsicott off the field as well. Now we go for Hidden Power Darks and Snarls. I've probably lost this, but we still have a chance, I think. It just really comes down to how much this Corsola can do to us. Well, gonna be here a while, aren't we? After it runs out of string straps, what does it do? Because Shadow Balls are going to start doing nothing. We'll start parting shotting it. Just so the Shadow Balls continue to do less and less. So, I think the idea here is to pray for a crit onto the Corsola. They get to disable. So, we now do parting shots. We start going for Snarl, scanning, hoping for crits. I can't be asked to play this, so we'll forfeit game one. So now I just got to 2-0 him again, like I did the first time, and try to figure out how to deal with Corsola. I think Murkrow is honestly how we deal with it. No, Dragapult's how we deal with it. They lead with the Classic. We'll do with our Classic. No. We want an Expanding Force. Hidden Power. Because we're just going for a KO onto Whimsicott. They didn't Tailwind, which I think is a mistake. I have to imagine they were expecting a switch of some kind. We'll go for the Hyper Voice Moon Blast here. And we'll hope that we can clean it up after this. They forfeit after that, so we have brought it all the way to one game to determine the grand finals here. It's been a fun set. The Corsola still scares the living crap out of me, because it can just win an endgame fully on its own. He's yet to show me he has an answer to the Gauls and Black lead, so we'll just continue to lead them with Dragapult and Moongus. Dragapult has to come just for Corsola. This turn I fully expect him to... Oh, we get the Prankster. That's not good. This turn I fully expect him to actually go for the Tailwind, so the game will be a tad bit different, but we still want to KO Whimsicott to start off here. The Parting Shot of the Incineroar, though. That's quite different, considering the fact we are switching Gardevoir here every time instead of Moongus. They target the Lele this time, which was the clear target, to be fair. That switch of mine was clear. They double target. We now go for Hyper Voice, Rage Powder. And I think this is a win for us overall. As this should KO Incineroar. And then we bring in Dragapult for the, what I presume to be oh, it's Dragonal. Okay, so this is actually interesting. We'll go for the Never-Ending Nightmare. Almost a clean KO. Yeah. We ended up making a run after losing round one and going all the way for our bracket reset and an eventual win. And it was a fun tournament overall. I enjoyed it. I really like the team I brought, minus the fact that I didn't realize that Thief doesn't work after a Z move. And it was a real fun team overall, and I can't wait to talk with my opponent Koki here after the match and see his thoughts. And I'll catch you all in the next video.